Hello, and welcome to today's webinar on preparing your shop for alternative fuel vehicles, which is jointly hosted by the Advanced Clean Transportation Expo and our event partner, the National Alternative Fuels Training Consortium. My name is Joe Anati. I'm a Senior Associate at Gladstein Neandros & Associates, and it is my pleasure to be moderating the webinar today. G&A is a clean transportation and energy consulting firm that specializes in market development for low-emission and alternative fuel vehicle technologies, infrastructure, and fuels for both on- and off-road applications. We produce, among many things, the Advanced Clean Transportation Exposition, which is the largest clean fleet conference and expo, representing all alternative fuels and efficiency technologies for all vehicle weight classes. Joining me today is Bill Davis, Director of the National Alternative Fuels Training Consortium. Just as a little bit of background, the NAFTC is the only nationwide alternative fuel vehicle and advanced technology vehicle training organization in the United States. And in his role as director, Bill oversees the daily NAFTC operations and has been instrumental in the establishment and growth of NAFTC's new national headquarters, its training facility, as well as the growth of the national training centers throughout the U.S., which had grown from 18 to 50 in recent years. Now, before we get started today, I just wanted to walk you through a few administrative items. First, I ask that you submit any questions you have for our speakers, Bill or myself, by using the Q&A box located in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. We will be answering as many of these questions as possible during the Q&A session that will follow today's presentation. So, again, feel free to submit at any time. We'll add them to our queue and answer them at the end of the webinar. Second, a full recording of today's webinar will be available for download on the Advanced Clean Transportation Expo website. No need to go hunt for it. We will send you an email following the webinar today, at least within the next few days, and that'll include a link so that you can access the webinar. Third, at the end of the webinar, we do pride ourselves on the feedback that we can get and incorporate any comments you may have, so please take your time and complete the quick 30-second survey. As always, your feedback is truly appreciated. And lastly, for any technical concerns, please reach out to Grace Jamison. Her contact information is up there for any technical issues or assistance you may need. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get today's webinar started. I'm excited to turn over the controls to Bill, who's going to be providing insight into the necessary fueling and maintenance facility modifications for alternative fuel vehicles. We're going to be talking specifically about natural gas, hydrogen, propane, biofuels, and electric drive. So, Bill, the floor is yours. Thanks, Bill. So during the webinar, you mentioned the Department of Energy, and just kind of to follow up on that, DOE has been conducting a number of hydrogen safety training sessions, particularly with some of the authorities having jurisdiction. Have you been coordinating informational materials with them, or some of the other panels, such as the Hydrogen Safety Panel, NREL, or the California Fuel Cell Partnership? To the point about first responders, are first responders considered just the fire department, or is it a broader swath? Do we need to also include police or hospitals or any other entities? On one of your last slides, you mentioned the need to train your staff, especially for the fleet managers and the owners of maintenance shops. Which staff members specifically do we need trained? Is it just the technical guys, the engineering crew, or do we also need to incorporate management, the administrative staff, or, other people that are ancillary to the facility? So we're just about out of time, Bill. So I'm gonna wrap up the webinar here. And to the folks on, I do apologize if we didn't get to a question that you submitted today. I'd really like to extend my sincerest thanks to Bill and the NAFTC team for devoting their time to the ACT Expo webinar series today. And with the contact information we've provided, feel free to reach out to Bill and myself directly with any follow-up questions you may have. In other news, on April 7th, NAFTC and ACT Expo will be presenting a second webinar This one will be titled Comprehensive Training for Alternative Fuel Vehicle Deployment, Internal and External Stakeholders. On that webinar, you can join us to learn how to help impacted stakeholders prepare for new alternative fuel vehicle fleet facilities and deployment. We encourage you to continue your education by joining us at ACT Expo this May 2nd through 5th in Long Beach, California. The agenda for the 2016 event was recently posted online at actexpo.com/agenda. And as you can see on the screen, if you haven't registered for the event already, today's webinar participants are entitled to a $50 registration discount code with the code WEBINAR50. And as a reminder, the recorded webinar will be available for replay via an email link that we'll send directly to you in the next few days. So again, thank you from us for joining us today, and we'll see you all in Long Beach.